Did you guys also just watch the new episodes of Stranger Things? Well, I did, and when I was at the half point of the second episode, I thought I knew where the episode was going and the whole show was going to go. Unfortunately, it didn't really end the way that I anticipated. Sort of, kind of. But I still wanted to make a video about why I think Stranger Things Season 4 was going to implement time travel into the narrative, especially for Season 5. In general for this video, spoilers ahead. And I just need to get this out there. Does anybody on the internet also see this resemblance? A younger Robert Downey Jr.? Maybe we will get the inevitable Tony Stark as a teenager plot of the comics. Yikes. The reason why I just mixed Stranger Things and Marvel was because I was pretty sure watching this season, this part 2 of season 4, that this was going to conclude like Avengers Infinity War. And I guess it sort of does? Let me explain. Spoilers for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, and I guess kind of Back to the Future. The general main idea, the absolute basics of Stranger Things has always been that it is a show centered around nostalgia and homages to pop culture and movie tropes of the 80s. The first season has a lot of Stephen King influences, but also mixes in movies like E.T. into the narrative. Season 2 and Season 3 have also references to Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Ghostbusters, The Terminator, Aliens, and The Exorcist. I was always curious to see which movie they were going to reference next. One of the biggest franchises in the 80s was the Back to the Future franchise. A plot about time traveling in a property that deals with nostalgia would and could have been pretty fitting for the story and atmosphere of the show. I could have imagined the group dynamic in a story like that being sort of similar to what they did with Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and how those teenagers reacted to going back in time. I guess the only question is, how do you do something like this? But with the Upside Down as a place and concept that is, or shall I say was, I will probably get back to that, unexplored and full of potential, yeah, then why not use it as a mechanism for time travel? At the end of the day, it is a mirror of our world, so it could have also worked as a mirror of our world without the bounds of space and time. Even in Season 4 Part 1 there was a moment where the whole time element in the Upside Down was referenced, and I thought, this is their setup for time travel later. But now the biggest question, besides the homage to Back to the Future and the fitting tone for the show, is why did I think they would use this plot device? Maybe it's because of the over-exaggerated and over-saturated media coverage of the MCU and my mind being preoccupied by that, but I thought I saw some similarities between Season 4, Part 2, Episode 9 and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. At least in the first 75% of that last episode. I'll explain. Listen to this, maybe you'll find some similarities too. A big bad enters the universe and has to collect or do a numbered set of tasks in order to bring out the absolute worst case scenario, while our heroes are split up and all do different side missions to stop him. The final showdown involves an innocent who, if dies or lives, causes the big bad to win and initiate their world-ending plan. The plan of the antagonist works, and the team then has to go figure out a way to reverse all of this by going back in time. Oh wait, that didn't happen. Instead, the Duffer Brothers, the creators of Stranger Things, immediately backpedaled and even sort of let Max survive the attack of Vecna. If it was me, this scene and everything that it entails would have been permanent. Here's why. One of the biggest problems that I have with Stranger Things is that the show always wants to keep some kind of status quo. It felt to me like this was going to be changed in season 4 because there was more at stake, but instead they had this 60 hours long epilogue where everybody just kept hugging and smiling and crying, and I don't know, there was lack of consequence for me. Like real consequences. So here's my pitch for what I expected to happen. Vecna succeeds in his plans and the Upside Down actually takes over the whole world. And we end our season with a nightmare come true. Season 5 would have been similar to other 80s movies like Mad Max, where the team and humanity wander around the Upside Down, now in their world, trying to find each other and to save the Earth. It would have been an apocalypse movie setting. By researching their possibilities, they find a way to travel into the past and try to go back to a moment before season 4. You could have had cute moments where they accidentally travel back to a place and time that is too early, maybe in season 1, 2 and 3, and because of their actions cause ripple effects that actually lead to the future that we know in the other seasons. Or I don't know, something. I mean, I'm not a paid screenwriter. Please Netflix, hire me for the inevitable Nacho prequel. I could make it work. Please. That's what I thought was going to happen, but if you want to know my overall thoughts on this season, I think it was okay. The ending did really leave a bad taste in my mouth. Not because it was bad per se, but it definitely was wasted potential and should have hit way harder than it did. I love Vecna's design, but I'm still not sure how to feel about his character. I don't understand any of his motivation, if he has even a motivation at all other than I am evil. And reducing the Upside Down to, oh, it was all just this guy the whole time, is something that kind of pisses me off. My biggest complaint that I have with a lot of horror movies is when they over-explain everything. Horror is effective when it is the fear of the unknown. The feeling you get when you are in a situation that you can't control or even estimate. But in this universe, as of right now, my reaction is always going to be Vecna did it. And that is frustrating. Anyways, what's your opinion on Stranger Things Season 4 Part 2 Electric Boogaloo? Did you like my kind of rewrite or my idea what could have happened in this episode, or is it even worse than what we got? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like this video, you can leave a like or even subscribe to the channel. I would very much welcome you as a new subscriber. Until the next video, see you. Have a good one.